Hello everyone, it's me Doomlink and welcome back to the Doomlink's Live Hunt series. We are back in what can only be described as a vengeful return. Well, I don't know. Back with a vengeance, I guess, was where I derived that phrase. A vengeful return? I don't know about that. Anyway, the reality is that I'm recording quite a lot to make up... Not really. I'm recording quite a lot to make up for all the lost time. No, I'm not going to be doing 2 or 3 recordings a day for the next 7 days. I'm just doing 2 recordings today. Wow. What a big deal. Just 1 second. I don't know if I'm going to have any of you joining me, because I don't recall the last time that I actually recorded at this time of day. It is approaching 11 PM, which is kind of weird for me. Alright. But yeah, this will give you an idea of how my lighting is at night time. It's the same. And it's quite pleasant. I am now no longer reliant on natural lighting. And I can tell you that it feels great. I do not long for times gone by. I do not long for the need for natural light. I do not long for Bob the Builder. There are certain things that I long for. I long for better room sound, but you can't have everything, can you? It's all a balance of negatives and positives. But I can see that there are quite a number of people playing. I'm a little bit concerned though, and the reason why is because I have every reason to assume that most of these people are going to be in Europe. I can see that many of them aren't. It's quite sad to say that I'm probably going to have better connectivity with these people from China than from almost anyone else here. But anyway, the reason why I guess that's problematic is because I can't really communicate with them, but having said that, I don't go to great lengths to communicate with people in this game anyway. Oh, what the hell are you doing away? Oh no, it's actually not late for you, Yells. What am I talking about? It's only like 8 PM for you or something. Well, good to see you. As far as what we're going to do, that is entirely dependent upon what rooms are available. And, oh, this guy is still here, shaking the rust. You would have thought that the rust would have been shaken off by now. It's been probably... Geez, when was I recording before? I guess it's been almost 12 hours since I was last recording, and this guy is still here. Seemingly not playing for the entirety of that period, but if he has been, then fucking hell. That's a lot of rust that he's trying to shake off. I'm almost concerned for his well-being. Anyway, Fteven? I don't know what kind of name that is, but he's recruiting people to hunt with. I'm just going to see what's going on with Fteven. Unless PHT stands for something, and his name is Evan, that's possible. I certainly couldn't deny that that is a likely reason for his naming, but why would he capitalize the P? Maybe it is Fteven. Fteven. Maybe the PHT is almost like a form of onomatopoeia, and you're supposed to go Fteven. Now, I don't know how that actually sounded with my windscreen. What I hope is that the full, what I would assume is that the actual proper impact of that sound was heard, without any sort of interrupting wind sound entering the diaphragm, so, yeah. Great. You can hear me with better fidelity than usual. That's what I wanna give to you guys. I wanna deliver that sort of experience to you. Me going yeah. Well, Fteven was nice enough to say hello, so I will say hello back. Most of them are at least nice enough to say hello. But no, see, there's even 2 in this quest. I don't want to do a high rank quest. Why can't you include some information in the room information? Let me rephrase that. Why can't you include some information in the room parameters that would suggest that you actually want to hunt deviant monsters? I have no desire to do this. And I'm sorry to have to leave you behind, but I'm not doing high rank deviants. I specifically want to do G rank hunts, and not high rank hunts. And I really don't want to do Thunderlord Zinogre. Even if it was G rank, I wouldn't be all that enthused, but particularly because it's high rank, there's no way in hell. No way in hell. Mulder, meow. Look out, this is where things start to get a little bit ugly. You know, this guy's not only playing as a cat, he's starting to act like a cat. We don't want this sort of thing. I mean, some people might enjoy it, and others would look at it and go, oh, let them live. You know, if they want to act like a cat, let them. But it's one thing to let them do it, and it's another thing to be forced to experience it. Maybe I don't want to experience it. And yet here I am. Well, this cat outfit is not very feline in appearance. In spite of the use of the word meow in the room information. I suppose that's the irony of it. It's getting to the point now where the downtime in the Generations Ultimate recordings is about the same as it is in 3 Ultimate, which is very strange. I don't know what the deal is with that. Need cat or not? Asks Alu. Well, in the first instance, I have no possible way of knowing to whom you refer. Second of all, am I supposed to just come in here with the expectation that someone's going to give me a fucking cat? I don't get it. Need cat or not? What kind of question is that? Now, if it was directed to KC Duke, that's fine. But if it's directed to me, then that's ridiculous. Alright, well, KC Duke has gone and posted a quest. I don't know if Alu will be willing to do it. Oh my god, Castle on the Run. I suppose it's sensible given his hunter rank, but really, you're not going to be very popular with this group if you post that particular hunt. But the way things are going, it looks more like a cat giving room than a hunting room. I'm just going to see how things play out. I'm not really in any particular rush to get any hunts done. I'm getting used to just sitting around dealing with the weird community, honestly. Oh dear. Alright. Well, my Twitch app saw fit to give me a vibratory notification on my phone saying that I'm live. It has been a while, Exio. Hello. Good to see you again. This is the 3rd stream that I've done since I've returned. If you didn't come in this stream, I would have stopped talking to you because you're not a real fan. But no, it's good to see you. Has been a month and a half, and I'm happy to be back. There is nothing going on in this room, and quite frankly, it would be beneath my dignity to remain here for any further length of time, so I'm out of here and I'm looking for greener pastures, if you wouldn't mind. So we've already, you know, witnessed the distasteful quest that Tevin has posted on the board. Rang? I guess it's supposed to be Rajangji, but that is not how you would type that if you were trying to communicate that information. Admittedly, however, I was able to work out that that's probably what he meant, so I guess it's fine, but... No, Generations Ultimate, there's a lot of people playing it, it's just there are no good rooms. I suppose, comparatively speaking, it's dead, but I wouldn't call this dead, you know, there's 2 pages of rooms, 2.5 pages of rooms, I mean, that's fine. What's dead is 3 Ultimate. 3 Ultimate's having problems. I wanted to play 3 Ultimate because I don't really want to do Generations Ultimate 3 times in a row, but I wanted to do either Generations Ultimate or 3 Ultimate, but unfortunately there were only 5 people playing 3 Ultimate. And I could have joined a room with one other guy and two-man stuff, but I don't really want to do that. I don't want a two-man. I don't find that as enjoyable. Well, that's over to you, Axio. I don't mind, but... Oh, it's 5 AM for you? Well, there you go. Hey, Wonderlord. What's up? I'm trying to hunt. I was going to say I'm hunting, but then I realized, well, that's not true. I'm trying to hunt. And I have thus far been rather unsuccessful in that endeavor. Charm Farm, fuck no. P1 pass. How about P3 pass? Doom Blink? No, wait, it's Doom Drink, says Tech, yeah. As far as how Doom Blink relates to anything, I couldn't at this time venture a guess, but Doom Drink I would say is sensible. I mean, admittedly anyone can be described as one who blinks. I think we all blink. Oh, I see. Well, I guess in your experience, having played Monster Hunter Generations, but not Generations Ultimate, you would assume that Generations Ultimate is a better game, given that it has more content, and more added features, and you get a lot of enjoyment out of Generations, therefore you would say that Generations Ultimate is your favourite Monster Hunter game. I mean, that's fine. I don't think that that's too offensive to say that this is your favourite Monster Hunter game. There are at least 2 games that are worse than this one. So... But no, I appreciate this game. I think it's alright. There are a lot of things about it that are wholly not okay. But aside from those things, it's alright. Why are they all doing high-ranked deviants? What precisely is going on right now? Agnaktor's Deep. At this stage, I will quite happily do this quest. I don't care if it's an Agnaktor room. I don't think it is. But shit, let's see if I can actually get into this room before they depart on the quest. I'm gonna cross my fingers. Oh, who could have fucking guessed, really? I mean, it's like I've played this game with this community before. It's so bizarre. Really, he stares into the crystal ball and he just perfectly predicts the future. Yeah, great. Funny hunting. Now, if I don't laugh at any point, I will put forth a written complaint addressed to whomever is hosting this room. I apologize for how long it takes for me to get into a room. I don't ask for this, I really don't. I'm just trying to hunt and there are no good options. Oh, well, at least you guys didn't depart, fucking hell. I was half expecting that. Now, obviously, I'm not really that excited about doing a G1 Hellblade Calavinus. Not only is it a deviant I've done many, many times before, but it's the worst of all the deviant quests unless we... No, I think I'd still rather do this than the EX version, but still, like... I'm having to do this because I can't just sit in that fucking list of rooms looking for something for the next 20 minutes. I need to settle for this quest. Otherwise, I might be stuck in an endless loop. Hello, Fridomenico. It's a rather flamboyant name. What would I like to use? I would not, on my life, use Sword and Shield against Glavenus. I don't like Sword and Shield against Brute Wyvern type monsters. I guess I could go ranged, but yeah, alright, let's keep it simple. Let's do Pierce. We'll equip the Diablo's bow. The Hoi. I will express my greetings. Do I play with viewers? I sure do, but I generally find it easier to just hunt with the community that's in the game, on the servers, first and foremost, because that's, you know, more conducive to consistent and snappy hunts. But if there are any spots that open up, viewers are welcome to join. If as many as 2 or 3 viewers say, "Hey, I want to hunt with you," then sometimes I will make a room. But that also sometimes is subject to the quality of rooms that are available for me to join among the general populace of players in the game. I think Exio said that he was willing to play, but I don't know. I could make a room, but what are the best changes that Generations Ultimate made? I just realized I didn't fucking eat, I'm an idiot. Best changes that Generations Ultimate made. The first one that comes to mind is definitely the change that they made to bowguns. I suppose this would refer to a change made in Generations. I hope you're not asking for me to compare Generations Ultimate to Generations. I wouldn't really want to get into the small changes there. But assuming that we're referring to Generations as well as Generations Ultimate, definitely the way bowguns were changed was good. I don't include that in the context of styles such as Valor, because Valor ruins a lot of things, particularly heavy bowgun. But what I really like about bowguns in Generations and Generations Ultimate is the fact that internal ammunition was introduced. I think that was a great idea. And it's not just the concept of internal ammunition that was an excellent implementation, it was also the actual shots that were introduced. It was, you know, the whole idea that I could have multi-leveled elemental shots, and in fact they would have different functionality from one another. Some would pierce, some wouldn't. I mean, what a great idea. It's a gunner's wet dream, and I love it. I really do love it. I've almost grown used to it now. I don't appreciate it enough. I'm such an idiot. I don't have the stamina for this shit. Do I have, I do have Mega Dash Juice. I'm going to use it. If there were ever a time for me to use it, it would be now. Don't attack me. He was going to attack me, but he got flinched. Thank God for that. Now, I'm not actually obliged to charge my bow all the way up to level 4, although I do have that option. Level 3 is perfectly acceptable. Ugh. Well, don't need to get caught in that. Playing with my hair and getting caught in an attack from the Glavenus, that's rather disadvantageous. I've been struck with the inspiration to adjust my microphone stand while I'm supposed to be hunting. Doomlink ruining the immersion of his viewers at every turn. Yeah, it's nice to be able to record at this time of night. For anyone who is curious as to what I mean when I say that I'm typically going to be recording during the evenings, my time during the week, this is what I mean. It's going to be a bit earlier than this, probably finishing around this time. I don't think I'd want to be during the week recording until much later than this, but around this time is what you should expect during the week. What that means is that it may very well be the case that my viewership will be quite aggressively divided between 2 schedules. My weekday schedule and my weekend schedule. Weekends I'm quite happy to record in the mornings, but in the case of weekdays, no, not really. I could, but I'm not really in the mood. There are other things I'd rather be doing before going to work. It's a change that works for some people, Wonderlord, and really doesn't work for other people, but you can't keep everyone happy in the end. I do have viewers who quite comfortably tune in at this time, and others who really cannot. And the reverse is also the case, so yeah, it's better to fit my own schedule, to be honest. rather than trying to fit the schedule of my viewers. It's by no means an attempt to illegitimize the preferences of my audience. It is rather to say that if you can't please everyone, you better well, or you'd be far better off pleasing yourself. And that's something I live by, philosophically. But yeah, I thought I would just keep it simple and just use the hoi. I don't have to worry about coatings, I don't have to worry about choosing an appropriate element. I just whip out what I would assume to be best raw bow in the game. Among the best raw bows. Someone wants to capture? Sorry, fuck hell. I hope that I was sufficiently responsive to the request to capture. I did admittedly forget that we were doing a capture quest. That is somewhat the norm, and the reason why is because you don't normally do capture quests, and if you find yourself hunting subconsciously, which I do all the time, especially when I'm crapping on about stuff. Goodbye, Sally. I don't know what you were doing. You weren't lining up with the trap, you were being weird. But yeah, as I'm talking to you guys, I'm usually hunting entirely subconsciously, so as far as working out that I need to stop attacking the monster for a capture, sometimes I might miss that. It really depends on how focused I am. Sometimes the understanding that I'm in a capture quest will trump all other thought processes in my mind, and it'll actually be sitting right there at the forefront, and I'll be extremely paranoid about accidentally attacking it too much. It really depends. I'm not in a mood where I'm going to take the hunt that seriously. To be completely honest, if we failed that hunt, I wouldn't have really cared, but had I been the one to fail it single-handedly, I would not have been content with that result. I would have been quite embarrassed and also frustrated with myself. Oh, we got separated from the attacks of the Glavenus. That's fair enough. I wasn't observing every step of the way, or every moment of the confrontation. That's fine. I didn't say anything, especially hurtful. I said he was being weird. And I've certainly made more hurtful comments than that. Player 2. No way. Oh no, this is not the room that I was in where it said P1 skip. Or P1 pass, whatever it's in. This is gonna get pretty funny though. You guys might not be able to read the chat, but the room host said that player 2 can post, and player 2 said skip. He just asked player 3, which is me, I said skip. Now, Sally has the opportunity to post. It's your lucky day, Sally, honestly. Christmas come late? I guess we can't say Christmas come early, it's fucking March. It's more like Christmas come really late. Don't tell me you posted the last one. No, you didn't. It was Darer. Darair? I don't know how to fucking pronounce that. But the point is that we are now in the profoundly unenviable position of having 2 people posting fucking Hellblade Glavenus and the other 2 people in the room being unwilling to post quests of their own. I'll do one more and I'm fucking out of here. This is going to turn into a Hellblade circle jerk. In fact, it already is one, and I'm less than impressed. I didn't even want to do one, but I'm willing to fucking go back out there in the wild and try and find a decent room again. I'm quite happy to just tough it out. Alright, Waterlight Boga. I hesitate to use this because I use this all the time against Glavenus and it gets boring, but it's fucking good. It's a very, very good setup. This particular gun shoots so much water, and it has so much mileage, as far as, how much time passes while you've still got stuff to shoot, that it really is one of the best choices for a monster like Glavenus that is indeed weak to water. I believe Hellblade is still primarily weak to water. Hopefully. If he's not, well, sorry, I guess. Post Elder Dragons. I try to avoid styles that aren't guild style. Frida Medico. I used Adept a little bit in the past. I used it when I was playing Generations Ultimate for the first time. That was alright. But since then I just haven't really bothered. I use Adept only with bowguns, and when I'm fighting a monster that can kill me in one shot. Did I forget to eat again? What am I doing? Something's gone terribly wrong, and I'm actually being a real idiot. Anyway. I'm sure someone would say, what do you mean something's going terribly wrong? This is just the status quo, Doomlink. No, I would strongly beg to differ on that point. Where the fuck are we going? It's, you giant thunderbugs, or rather great thunderbugs as you are called, need to leave me alone. If I happen to be encroaching upon your territory, then I'm sorry, but I really don't give a fuck about your territory, and I'll move on in short order. So, P Water. This is what I was talking about, Yells, when I explained that you have more options now for elemental shots. This is Rapid Fire Pierce Water Level 1. Now, Pierce Water Level 2 exists, but it's not included in this bowgun. You can see how this shot is highlighted in blue. It actually has a bit of a green tint to it. Now, the blue highlighting is indicative of the fact that it is an internal shot type. Not only is it added as ammo that's internal to the bowgun, so in other words I don't actually have it in my pouch, it is exclusive to internal ammunition as a shot type. You can't actually buy it or anything like that. And you can't combine for it either. The green tint is that way because it's saying, well, you can also rapid fire this shot. So, yeah, it's really good. I think I've got Pierce Water Level 2 as well. I do, see that? I've got Pierce Water Level 2. Suck me off, this is so good. I love this bowgun. It's got Pierce Water Level 1, Pierce Water Level 2, Water Level 2, and I can also obviously shoot Water Level 1, which is what was previously your standard water shot. It's nuts. And on top of that, I can rapid fire Pierce Water Level 1, so it's quite off the charts. I like it a lot. It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Bowgun's good to try, good to get used to, fucking hell. Well, I'm in good position for hitting the tail, sort of. It's a good elemental weak point, and obviously I'm using element, but it's not that great for pierce. I could have switched to a non-piercing elemental shot type, but whatever. Now it's worth mentioning that water shots in second and first generation do have a piercing capability. As of third generation, water shots lost the piercing capability. But it's worth mentioning that the only shots that had a true piercing capability among the elemental shots of first and second generation were dragon shots. What I mean by that is that shots like thunder shot, water shot, I don't think ice pierced, it might have pierced a little bit. Those had like a very minor piercing ability. Whereas dragon shots pierce as much there as Pierce Water Level 1 pierces here. So in other words, this pierces more than regular water shots would in first and second generation. That's what I'm trying to say. And then Pierce Level 2 presumably would pierce even more than that. But what I would hasten to add is that dragon shots have a certain amount of elemental damage that they deal that would probably be much stronger than the shots I'm shooting right now. So I was speaking strictly about the number of piercings, but the amount of elemental damage the Dragon Shot has done historically and continues to do is really, really high, and is not, damage-wise, comparable to what I'm shooting right now. I say this for clarification because I don't want to confuse anyone by comparing this to Dragon Shot. The only time that they changed the balancing for Dragon Shot, as far as I'm aware, was in Monster Hunter Tri, where it was treated as a normal shot type, and I have to be honest, I have no recollection of it being especially strong. Not in the same way that it was before and after Monster Hunter Tri. So, there you go. Hope I'm not too close to the point. Yes, I know I'm being attacked. That's what it means to be, like, the king of fucking bowgunning, because I can be fully distracted and still thwart you, you stupid dinosaur bastard. Alright, now. I'm a little bit too much in the corner for my liking, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to not nitpick, and I'm going to live with it. I'm of course referring to my webcam view in relation to the framing of the game itself. No. Well, I suppose just me saying no is not going to prevent the inevitable from happening, but... Now, can we just have a moment to appreciate that this hunt is probably pretty close to being done, and I've still got 3 shot types that I haven't even touched yet, or 3 versions of water that I haven't even touched yet. I'm still on the first one. So, this gun is really just the king of water bowguns. It is, I believe, the Deviant Mizutsune light bowgun. I say I believe, not referring to an uncertainty as to whether or not it's Mizutsune, but rather an uncertainty as to whether or not it is regular or Soulseer, but I'm pretty sure it's Soulseer. In fact, I can find out right now. Well, actually that does, oh no, it does actually very clearly indicate that it is a deviant weapon by way of its color, so there is no confusion. Yeah, so all elemental shots get that as well. So in other words, it's not that fire shots will get it, it's that bowguns will have that as an option. So certain bowguns will have Pierce Fire loaded as internal ammo. To illustrate my point, see how over here it has a separate page for internal ammunition. This is unique to this specific bowgun. This specific bowgun has already loaded into the bowgun, totally unrelated to what you have in your pouch, 40 long shot level 2, all of that water, as well as demon affinity shot 5. Now, long shot, I believe, is a normal shot that has very different critical distance capabilities. I don't know exactly how it works, I don't know much about it. A lot of the shots that exist in this game and Generations as internal ammunition are actually a mystery to me. I haven't actually taken the time to look into what they do. As for Demon Affinity, as opposed to Demon Shot, what Demon Affinity does, it's kind of in the name, it gives you an increase of affinity rather than an increase in damage. Regular Demon Shot does still exist. You don't understand the Hunter Art of Heavy Bowgun where you have a long barrel attached. I'm not quite sure what you mean. What's it called? I'll see if I have it and I'll check out the description. I did say I would leave this room, but I'll give the room host a chance to not post Hellblade before leaving. I think my chances of him posting something else are pretty remote, but I can hope and pray. So I'd have to switch to heavy bowgun to check this. No, stop this. Alright. So It wouldn't be this. I mean, it's not a long barrel. You stick a spike inside the gun, sort of load in a giant spike. That one's weird. It's not this one. It's not this one. Okay, well, I either don't have it or I really have no way of knowing what you're referring to, Wonderlord. Alright, let's find out what has been posted. I'm not really excited to find out. But I have a sneaking suspicion. Yeah. Suspicion was accurate. Silverwind EX. These guys are weak in the knees for deviant monsters. They all just want deviant monsters. I bet they go to sleep at night and, you know, play with themselves while thinking about deviant monsters. You know, they wake up in the morning with images of deviant monsters in their mind and, you know, wet underwear. And it's quite frankly distasteful and unseemly. Akatsya. That's a terrible attempt at pronouncing that. Oh, you mean the spike. You have to be really, really close range, Wonderlord. It's this stupid spike that you shoot out, and you basically have to be touching the damn monster for it to make contact. I don't get it. It's weird. I think it does good damage if you can get it off, but in my experience, and I do have limited experience with it, you do have to be basically touching the monster to be within range to make it work. Exio, are you still awake? I need you to check in with me, because if you're still awake, then I'll get you and Freedomenico on board. Fire in fire. Might sound great when you translate it from Chinese into English and then make it your name in Monster Hunter, but as an English speaker I can tell you, not only does it not mean anything, it doesn't sound very good either. Just freedom is good enough. Well, I would prefer to hunt with... well, whatever. Let's make a room. I'll just call it G rank. I'll set the HR minimum to 100. Presumably you're over Hunter rank 100. If you're not, let me know and I'll change it to something else. But, yeah. What do you mean? Well, I've misunderstood what you're trying to say, but it doesn't matter. I'm making a room anyway. There is no objective in terms of monster. Quest type can stay as any as well. And now we're going to sit here and wait. Generally, it does help to be Hunter rank 999 if you want people to join your room. People will sort of see the Hunter rank 999 and go, oh my god, I need to join now before someone else joins. It has that sort of immediacy factor. People think that if they don't join, someone else is going to take the slot. The reality is that I'm not going to speed up the hunt any more than someone Hunter rank 500 would, so... yeah. But no, I'm a no-life. I've played so much of this game, oh my god. Of course, the reality is that you get to Hunter rank 999 so easily in this game that it barely feels like an achievement. I'm sure it would feel like an achievement to people who are unfamiliar with how the other games were, but in the other games, Hunter rank 999 really fucking meant something. Even if you had to grind your way there, you were sitting tight and getting ready for a heavy grind. But if you didn't grind it, it was a real mark of a hunter who has probably played way too much of the damn game. I will accept your guild card. I only have 2 more slots left. And I'm happy to go through them and delete some that... in fact, I'll do that now. I need to clean that up. Basically what I do is I go through my guild cards and I check which ones have like no unity level at all. So I'll probably keep all the ones from 2018, but yeah, so if it hits 2019 and it's got 0, sorry, Laupdor, I don't know how the fuck I'm supposed to pronounce that. You really like Charge Blade, don't you? Well, wait, what's Y? It's this, isn't it? Yeah. I'm using a PlayStation controller. It's Y. Get it? Y? I wasn't entirely sure. Anyway. I was pretty sure. I'm fairly familiar with the controller layouts of Nintendo controllers, but anyway. Zeronos. Ding ding. Now, the reality is that I can't say anything about this guy's name because it might be his, you know, given name at birth. You know, I can't sit here and be like, haha, ding ding. Well, that might be his name. Like, I have no way of knowing. So, shit. Good on you, ding ding. Goodbye. It's not because your name's Ding Ding that I deleted your guild card. It has everything to do with the fact that you had Unity level 0 with me. Basso claim. Mum waited 9 months to call her son Ding Ding. Well, look. If you're in, you know, some Asian country... Oh, look, who's this fucking guy? 0 Unity level? Deleted. No. Who is Dibby UK? Well, I suppose if he's Hunter Rank 999, I can make an exception. God, you play too much. This is the guild card of a person who carried over their file from Generations and also has played a lot of this game. Look at that. 2,000 weapon uses with Lance, 2,700 with Greatsword, 1,803 with Longsword. This guy needs to go and play some fucking 2nd gen or something. Or he needs to go and man up and play some 1st gen. I mean, what's going on? Anyway. Turn? Did you want to post anything, Free Domenico? If you do, feel free to post, otherwise we can let Callisto post something. It is over to you. Alright. Yeah, take it easy, Callisto. Jesus. He asked a question and he didn't get a response fast enough, so he whipped out a 2nd question mark. Alright. I will check his awards to see if it's carried over. Now, which award is it? There must be one that says that it's being carried over or something. Don't know where it is. I would imagine it would be in here somewhere. Well, I don't know. Burner section bottom right. Well, that's very specific. Does that mean he carried it over or not? I mean, that's just cross, so I mean that would be Generations, right? He didn't carry over his file. Okay, well he's just hopelessly obsessed with this game. The only time I've ever seen guild cards like this is from people who played a shitload of Generations, and then a few years passed and they played a shitload of this game too, and it really adds up. But anyway, a solid argument. Thank you for posting a fun quest. So many people just post the same shit. This is refreshing. Oh, I can see what it looks like through your guild card. Okay. Oh, good on you. You have a similar weapon spread to me, in the sense that you use all weapon types. Good on you. As far as... Fuck. What am I doing? Awards. Oh, you actually try to get all the awards as well. Well, okay. Oh. Veteran Hunter's Prize. Oh, you played a lot of Generations as well. Okay. See, I couldn't play Generations. I pushed my way through to high rank within the first 4 or 5 days of the game releasing. And then I just had to stop because I was so sick of playing Monster Hunter on the 3DS. I don't know what about that quest effects found to be disagreeable, but I almost feel, I'm getting a sense of deja vu. I feel as if effects has joined one of my rooms, has seen what's on the board, and has left, and I have actually uttered those very same words. I don't know. I could be wrong, but yeah, I'm just getting a feeling. What would I like to use? Gravios, or was it Basarios? No, it was Gravios and something else. What? Oh, I always forget. You know what? I'll just run this. This will work. I will shoot this at the monsters and they will die. That much I can be assured of. Oh, okay, well this actually really is quite... I was right in that it could be either Gravios or Basarios. It happens to be both. So, there you go. Rock boys, yes they are indeed rock boys. Utterly insufferable monsters if you're not using a bowgun, but we do have someone on our team using a sword and shield. I can only hope that they either have practically permanent purple sharpness, or they have Mind's Eye. I would imagine that they have neither. Well, he's a dedicated Neset user at huntering 489. Why? I mean, you're huntering 489, not 89. This is the sort of set I'd expect to see on a hunter rank 89 person. Some people do get very reliant on Atulkar. I mean, if you don't know how to make an armor set, I suppose it helps, but you'd think you'd teach yourself by this point. I still haven't found a use for Blademaster Neset armor. I found a use for it. It was one of the last armor sets that I made, and I found that a certain combination of greatsword skills was only achievable with Blademaster Neset. So one of my 2 greatsword sets is a Neset armor set. Had something to do with critical draw, I don't know. Anyway, I didn't bring combination materials, but it should be fine. XY pings quite helpfully to say that the Gravios is over there. That's where Gravios likes to start in the older games in this particular locale. It's funny, when Gravios is roaring and you haven't actually seen the start of the roar, it does almost look as if he's stuck in a paralysis. Or in some sort of shock trap. I was about to get upset and, you know, castigate XY for dropping a trap when no one was there, but then I realized, well no, it was a bit too fast for him to drop a trap. Furthermore, I saw no indication that he had dropped a trap, and then, as well as that, that looked like the roaring animation, so yeah, take it easy, Doomlink. What makes Neset armor good? It's the fact that you don't actually have to worry about mixing and matching armor pieces. It's basically a person who cannot make a mix set or doesn't want to bother making one will find a friend in Neset. It's basically the lazy man's dream, or the person who doesn't know how to play Monster Hunter's dream. Usually the latter. And yeah, it really, I don't decry those who use it for the reason that it's better to have that than to ruin the entire skill system for everyone, which is what 5th Gen did. They simplified the skill system for everyone in 5th Gen for the benefit of people who in this game feel it necessary to use Neset. Now, is it better to ruin it for everyone, or just have an option open for people who need the extra help? I think I know the answer to that question, and it's definitely not what they were doing in 5th Gen. So, yeah. Just letting you know. I'm sure someone will disagree, but if they come up with a reasonable argument to support it, no, I'm actually not going to. I'm going to stop there. I need to hold my horses. I don't want to get into conversations about 5th generation Monster Hunter. I really don't need to do that. Because it is neither happy nor... Well, it might be enlightening for some people, but not for me. And not for my audience. They've heard it a million times before. I try to avoid the rants. I felt that this was quite a topical way to introduce 5th Gen into the conversation, but I'm not going to dwell on it. No. Bad idea. Bad Doomlink. Control yourself. I'm going to supernova this monster. Hopefully that's not too far away. That might be too far away. We're going to find out. It's not too far away. And the position of the supernova was possibly made better through the forward motion of Gravios, which is much appreciated. Now, I've come to realize that it actually helps to shoot not just as far as assisting in the mount, but it actually still deals damage. I can't believe that. I actually couldn't believe it. When someone told me that you still dealt damage to the monster while attacking it during a mount, I nearly fell off my fucking chair. I mean, whose idea was that in terms of balancing? Just goes to show that this was a game where, and Generations is the same, where Capcom just threw out the balancing. They were like, you know what, fuck it. Remember the days when we used to balance it, or attempt to balance it, and it still wasn't balanced? How about we try not fucking balancing it? Let's see what happens. And that was what happened with this game. I mean, they were like, well, fuck, what if we had Heavy Bowgun, which is in its raw form predicated upon limited mobility, and we let people just run around with it? What if we do that? Now, I wouldn't quite call that progressive or an example of forward thinking. I'd say it's just stupid. But that was Capcom's idea, and I don't know. Apparently that was appropriate. And I'm not going to pursue that point into the more recent games, because that would mean I'm talking about 5th generation. We're avoiding that, aren't we? Yes. We sure are. We sure are. Oh, they nerfed Supernova in Generations Ultimate. They do. This is what's hilarious. This is what I really find funny about Capcom, and I apologize if this seems like it contradicts what I just said before. But Capcom do actually have a mind to balance things whilst also at the same time almost intentionally ruining the balance of other things. And I'll never understand that. Why do they balance things like Supernova and then have Valor just across the board, like Valor? Yeah, let's make certain Hunter Arts weaker whilst also introducing Valor. Yeah, it was a masterstroke, I can tell you, the moment someone sat down and thought, huh, how about we give Longsword a counter? You know, everyone at the table was like, ooh. So what you're saying is the weapon that already deals the most damage for the least amount of effort will be even more capable of attacking with high DPS than it already is. Okay. Anyway, I don't really want to sit here and shit on Capcom the whole time, but I play a lot of Monster Hunter, and generally the more you play... Oh, that was a Gold Crown Small Basarios, and that was my first one. I have not received a Gold Crown Small Basarios before. And quite unfortunately, I never laid eyes on the Basario. Someone else just killed it for me. I feel like I've been carried, you know. I was basically given that Small Crown. I had no involvement with that monster whatsoever. I'm getting boosted. What the fuck? Anyway. P3. I'm supposedly coordinating this room. Well, not supposedly, I think quite appropriately I'm coordinating the room because I'm the room host. What the hell? Shut up, Doomlink, just do your job. I'm all about hating on this game, yeah, well, as I was saying, the more you play a game, the more you understand its flaws. That's the reality, and that extends to the series as a whole. Monster Hunter has always been a balance of negatives and positives, but no. Check the room name. Just give me half an hour to type that. This is precisely why I write G-Rank. And you actually go to the trouble of actually writing it out in very clear language, and people still don't get it. Now, if you have an extraordinary lack of English ability, that's fine. But I think he's able to read. I think he just chose not to read. Yeah, I mean, 4 Ultimate is a hot mess in a lot of regards, but I enjoy it more than this game. Both this game and 4 Ultimate. I mean, I said check the room name, but it still hasn't sunk in. Do I have to tell them? Hold on. Haha, he worked it out all on his own. He didn't actually need me to let him know. Of course not. I wouldn't have even drawn a sorry. Oops, wrong shout. Where is my... Whoops, wrong shout. That's gonna confuse the fucking shit out of him. I accidentally sent a shout and he's gonna be like, what the hell is he saying? I'm confused. Just post a G-Rank quest, please. And if you don't want to, then leave. You go to the fucking Burner Harbor, whatever it's called. Go play with some I-Rank people. God. Well, the Crimson Fatalis variant of 4 Ultimate was really... Oh my god. Of course not! He's actually going so can. Of course not. I'm so sorry that this is such a complicated matter for you, but I would not have drawn your attention to the fact that the room information said G-Rank after you had posted a high rank quest if it was okay for you to post a high rank quest. I'm sorry that it needs to be explained to you in such incontrovertible and unequivocal terms that, you know, I'd be basically sitting here giving you what can only be described as a totally unnecessary spiel on what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing, but... Never mind Skip. He can't do his high rank double Garuga, so what's the point of posting anything, right? Well, I guess he is at hunter rank 489, he probably doesn't have all that much to do. P4. Anyway, I feel that the Crimson Fatalis of 4 Ultimate was very much unique to that game. He realised that he had no reason to stay if he couldn't do his little hunt, so he left. I wouldn't say it feels just right for me. I think 4 Ultimate really doesn't feel just right, but I do prefer it to this game. There's still a lot in 4 Ultimate for me to enjoy, and the same can be said of this game, so I do enjoy them. But it's a far cry from what I would consider to be just right. 3rd gen is getting closer to that, much closer to that. I started in 2nd gen, but I do consider 3rd generation to be the best. And of the 3rd generation games, 3 Ultimate would be the standout contender for best Monster Hunter game. And that is with the full recognition that it has a lot of things wrong with it. Like, there's a lot of balancing problems with that game. But for me, 3 Ultimate's the winner. Fuck, what's the quest? I can remember it, I'm telling you, I can remember it. All on my own, I can remember what quest I saw on that board. What was it? No. Can't remember. You know, I'm crapping on about things, what can I say? Right, just Hyper-Raytheon, that'll be fun. Don't mind a bit of that. You started in 3rd gen and you like 4th gen more? Fair enough. Everyone's got certain things that they appreciate. What would be fun? I guess hammer. I'll be using the Valstrax hammer. Magnestar Macnox. What kind of word is Macnox? I mean, I get the Nox part, but M-A-K? Mac. Maybe it's a black McDonald's burger. They do have, I don't know, I can't off the top of my head remember what it is, but they have these dark coloured buns for burgers. Not necessarily through McDonald's, perhaps through McDonald's, but they do exist. You can get a burger that's like more of a dark purple, but I think they call it black bun. I don't know what the fuck they call it. Anyway, the point of the matter is that I'm not just pulling this out of my ass. It does in some way relate to real life, okay? And apparently the black bun's better for you. Or so I hear. Someone's going to say, well, if it's dark purple, why are you referring to it as black, Doomlink? Well, you know. Well, actually, I'm not going to pursue that point. Someone will get offended. Anyway. Area 2. What a weird place for Raytheon to start. Let's give it a try. Go for that. Oh, whatever. Let's get a little hit in there. I missed the actual KO damage. Quite unpleasantly. It seems like a reasonably sized Raytheon. But perhaps a silver crown. I couldn't guarantee that. I'm trying to see why your attack immediately dealt KO damage, Lara. What's that about? Oh, it must be an oil that you've applied to the sword and shield. I apologise if I sound so clueless, it's just that I don't use oils. I use Chaos Oil, the Hunter art, but I don't use oils outside of that. Not even because I'm particularly opposed to using them, it's just I'm so not used to using them that I don't use them here. I adapt so poorly. The reason why is because I don't just play this game and no other game. I go back to all the games across all generations of Monster Hunter. Referring to Monster Hunter, not pseudo Monster Hunter, but Monster Hunter. And yeah, sorry for the upswing, but my head. That's the golden rule. I'm sure you would not begrudge me my head. Okay, that's a map. I like that. You are now breathing manually. I think that's well thought out and quite clever. There's definitely a step up from help get me down from here, which is my mounting message in this game, which I've carried over from 4 Ultimate. I've been using help get me down from here for about, well, 6 years, I guess. 7 years? 7 years. Shit. Anyway, sometimes I forget. Wait, no. Oh, it was Generations that came out in 2015. Holy shit. I forget the passage of time sometimes. This is 2022. I can't get over this. Anyway. I feel like this happens every time. I'm just like, oh, I can't keep up. Anyway, help get me down from here has been around for a while. I was perfectly ready to take that hit, but I did not take it, and I'm glad that I didn't. No? Look. If against all the odds I don't get hit, I'll just take it. I'll just take it, I don't mind. I'd rather not actually get hit, so I'd prefer not to get hit, thank you. I feel like I'm only just barely getting caught. Just barely getting caught by the... Don't you dare. I don't know if I have some sort of anti-tail skill enabled, but that tail just can't hit me. That tail should have hit me 3 times and it didn't hit me at any point. And I'm quite happy to see that. I think she went to Area 1, that's what it looked like. I would have expected her to go to 7, but if she wants to go to 1, then fine. No, that's an opportunity. Sorry for what I'm about to do. Apparently you didn't get hit, which is cool. I will spinning meteor at the next appropriate opportunity. Oh, get out of my fucking way, you stupid Aptonoth. Get a life, man. Where's my KO? I think I deserve it at this point. There we go. Time for a fucking dead Wraithian. Or maybe not a dead Wraithian. This is a lot of damage. Well, keep away from the head. I'm hammering. Can you not see? God. I know that some people have this compulsion to attack the head, and it's probably well placed, but it has to be... Okay, that's bad practice. If you're using a hammer, do not super pound the legs. It's not good for the Blade Master team, and it does not behove any person who uses hammer to fuck up the team so needlessly. Like, you're not hitting the legs and then actually getting KO damage off. You're just hitting the legs and not even dealing optimal damage, and you've ruined the DPS of the team by hitting everyone away, so don't do it. Do as I say, not as I do, please, for fuck's sake. I just did it without thinking, okay? XY, it's time for you to get a fucking grip. If you're flinching the hammer user at the head, you're doing it wrong. Seriously. It's okay if you're willing to hit the head and take care not to hit the hammer user. You're perfectly welcome to try that. If you demonstrate a willingness to avoid the hammer user while the hammer user is attacking the head, you're welcome to give it a try. But if you're just going to, without a care in the world, swing your dual blades around and flinch me endlessly at the head while I'm obviously trying to do my combo, what it indicates is not only that you are profoundly retarded, it also shows that you don't have a shred of decency. That's what it shows. Either that, or your awareness is so limited you don't even realize that you're hitting me. I mean, that's also another possibility. It does actually link to a form of retardation, but perhaps it's a slightly more excusable one. Because in the end, he's not acting on knowledge that he possesses. If he actually was unaware that he was hitting me, then I guess it's okay. Sometimes you do have to give people the benefit of the doubt. I generally do that, but sometimes I don't. And that is at times proportionate to the degree... Actually, no, let's rephrase that. It is proportionate to my level of frustration. Well, dual blades are a dangerous business. Sword and shield is a whole lot more accurate than dual blades. Definitely lag can affect whether or not you flinch a teammate. Like, where you are positioned in relation to that teammate is not going to be exactly the same on their screen, therefore they might get flinched, but you have less of a chance, in your case, hitting me with a sword and shield than in the case of the dual blades guy flailing around on the head, basically making contact with every pixel within the range of the head. Anyway, so who posted last? Was it? I don't even know. Who posted last? I'm supposed to be keeping track of this. You can post Free Domenico, and then we'll go to player 3. So I'll put player 2 in the chat so that is well understood by all. Now, AL or AI, I don't know if it's AI or AL, and quite frankly I'm not especially bothered one way or the other. Because I've said player 2, AL, I'm going to call them AL, it's easier than AI. Two vowels together generally don't flow quite as well. But they will be reassured of the fact that it is their turn next and they will stick around. That is what I'm trying to say. Bloodbath G1. Okay. Well, I can think of quests I'd rather do, but fine. I'm not afraid of Bloodbath, it's just I've done a lot of Bloodbath. I don't know, I'm not a fan of the capture quest, you know? But I'm willing to do it. I'll bring my Pierce Light Bowgun. I won't actually bring Adept. I don't think that's necessary. I bring Adept for like EX monsters and sometimes G5 Deviants. I suppose you have to find something to keep you going. Farming for titles. Oh yeah, you do have the maximum sized crown. See how I have the smallest crown? Yeah, I don't like deviant monsters. That's one thing that I don't like about this game. I think the deviant quest system is an almost engagingly absurd concept. I can't believe that they were so short-sighted that they came up with a quest system that was so shit. I love the monsters, but the quest system is abominable. So, yeah. As a form of protest, I'm at Hunter Rank 999 and do not actually have more than like 2 or 3 of my own deviants killed at EX level. I don't remember how many I've actually killed, but yeah. However many of them there are, I fall far short of that number. Very, the acuity of your statement is not lost on me. Free Domenico says, I think when they made deviants, they kind of forgot to make them good, or fun, or interesting, or anything. Yeah, I agree. Now, one thing that would have been real nice is if I brought some fucking ammunition. Now, I do happen to have ammunition on hand, but I would have really liked to have some Pierce level 3. I don't have Pierce level 3. So, that's not a really great thing, but on the plus side, I did eat this time. That's something to be glad of. Well, it's not fun to have an urgent quest system basically reimagined in the form of multiple monsters. I mean, I don't even want to get into why it's bad. I feel like it's rather self-explanatory. I don't think it deserves explanation. But anyway. Honestly, it can go fuck itself. The problem is, like, when I complain about deviants, people immediately think that I have some sort of problem with the monsters. The reality is that I think the monsters, for the most part, are pretty good. I don't mind the monsters. I'm of course referring to the quest system because, and some people might say, oh well, that's the quest system, but unfortunately that's everything. If you can only hunt a monster by engaging in a specific quest system, it doesn't matter if the monster's good. The quest system defines the process, and it's a fucking bad process because of that quest system. You end up hunting the monster so much that you just get bored of it. This is assuming, of course, that... Oh, no. I hate this fucking combo, it's dumb. There are ways around it, but I generally don't do the right things to avoid it. But yeah, basically, if you... Okay, let's imagine that you're in this perfect world and you've got this team that is willing to help you with G1, G2... Okay, let's imagine that we're talking about a high rank deviant. They're willing to help you with number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10, G1, G2, G3, G4, G5, EX. In a perfect world where you've got a team that's just willing to do your quest, that's going to take a long fucking time to get to EX level. Like, that's going to take probably, what, 2 hours? For one out of however many deviants. And again, this is in a perfect world. That doesn't really happen, what I just said. It can occasionally happen for some people, but it's rare. And it almost certainly doesn't happen for multiple deviants. So, the notion that I'm going to need to get all EX monsters for that gold crown is just... it's ridiculous. And, yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun at all. The whole quest system is just boring. Everyone has to do their own. This is the point. If you're doing it with a team, you're not just doing yours. You're doing everyone else's, and there's no guarantee that everyone's level is going to match up with each other. There might be different levels. You're constantly going back and forth. In the event where you're treating it as, you know, please do my urgent but deviant version, it's going to take so long to get to the all max level deviant. That's the reality. It's like Capcom never thought it through. Capcom are probably like, oh, well, they just have to hunt better as a team. Well, I'm sorry, no. Fuck off. Just be better with your teamwork. There is no better with your teamwork. If you're going to promote teamwork, it would actually quite specifically involve everyone taking a turn, which would quite specifically involve me wasting my time to a degree that's insulting to my intelligence. So, fuck off, Capcom, please. If you wouldn't mind, go eat a dick. Thanks. You're doing everyone a favor. Anyway. I just don't understand why they have to ruin 2 games to experiment. Oh, it's an experiment, I'm sure some people would say. How about you leave the experiments to the testing space? Like some sort of testing environment where you don't have to ruin a game over it. Fucking Jesus. I just don't get it. Fucking Capcom. Well, I did actually make an attempt to dive, but I didn't get enough of a run-up. I'm fucking getting out of here. Fuck off. Stop it. He wasn't jumping towards me, but there was every possibility that his initial jumping out of the sand maneuver could have caught me, so I'm glad that I got the hell out of there. That was the right strategy. That was well handled. That was a good attempt at a flash bomb, but sadly it didn't work, which unfortunately puts everyone in a shit position because you've got a monster charging around and no one can see anything except white for like a full second, which, you know, a full second in Monster Hunter combat terms is a long time to not be able to see anything. It might not even be a full second, but it feels like that. Feels like it could be. It's just not good. Anyway. Hey, no. No. I will ask you to desist at once, Mr. Bloodbath. Hello, Shadowfang. Welcome to the live stream. Hey, I think we need to remind everyone. Hey, come on, take it easy. This is a capture quest. I don't remind oh no, this is a hunt. Wait, it says G1 hunt. Oh, well, it's not a capture quest, excuse me. I saw that it was a G1 quest and I automatically assumed it was a capture quest, but presumably if it says G1 hunt in the room, excuse me, the quest information, that would not constitute a capture quest. So we are quite welcome to kill it. And I would say that we've done reasonably well with this hunt. I'd be pretty disappointed if we didn't do well, but yeah. Everyone's going that way. That could be faster, right? I don't think it's faster, but it might be. Fuck. Yeah, well, it is faster. Okay, I've been playing on this map for 13 years, and I apparently can't take shortcuts better than these fucking people. I mean, it's great, isn't it? It's alright, some of us internalize information differently. Some of us are functionally retarded and others are not. I think it's quite clear which category I fit into in regards to this scenario. But that's fine. Monster is dead. Yeah. Nicely done. Quick and painless. Oh, goodness me. Oh great, this is entirely on camera. Now, when pouring wine, usually it's slightly more elegant than this. This is not very elegant at all. If you don't even know what I'm holding, just don't fucking worry about it, seriously. Yeah. Oh, I am a citizen of the bourgeoisie. I pour my wine from what is referred to in Australia as a goon bag. Yeah, goon bag. And that's about as much as I can get out of it. Well, that's fine. I've got another one in the fridge, but I'm not cracking that open tonight. It's a bit too late for that. Bit too late for that. But yeah, I cheap out on my wine. I'll admit it. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Cheap wine versus cheap spirits. Ooh. It's like night and day. You drink a cheap spirit and you'll feel like you'll experience the brain rot firsthand. Cheap wine, it'll taste the fucking same. A wine critic is just furiously typing already as I say that. What the fuck do you mean, dude? Yeah, well, yeah, I could be wrong. It doesn't all taste the same, but the reality is that cheap wine's alright. It is a result of my frugality that I feel that I must cut costs on wine. Oh. Yes, P3. Sorry. No, well, everyone followed you and they made the right decision, Friedomenico, so it's fine. Let's see what we've got on the board. Surprise me, Owl. He could be AI, but I'm calling him Owl. I just don't want anyone to, you know, type in the VOD comments on YouTube or something and be like, it's not Owl, it's AI, in this indignant fashion. Because I perfectly realise that it probably is AI. I'm calling him Owl because I'm bothered by the fact that an uppercase I and a lowercase L look the fucking same. Of all the monsters... Oh, fucking Christ. I do not like Nakakos. I'm sick of fighting Nakakos. He is one of those monsters that I find that I hunt more often than not when I'm playing this game. I'm sick of it. Yeah. If anyone wanted to know, I don't want to do it anymore. But this guy doesn't know that. This guy doesn't know how asinine this hunt has become for me. But that's alright. Can't have everything. What would I use this? Okay, Lance. Yeah, I don't use Lance on this monster very much. I'm reaching the point where I'm just equipping weird shit when fighting this monster so that I can actually enjoy myself. Now, Lance is not weird shit for some people, but it sort of is for me. Sort of. What am I using? I think in Monster Hunter you should drop the mindset of, I've done this too many times. Yes, you're right. You are right. And you're talking to someone who put the same number of hours, probably more, into a game that had 18 monsters, id est Monster Hunter Tri, as you did in For Ultimate. So, yeah, I am quite familiar with doing the same thing over and over and over again. But Nakakos is not a hunt that I enjoyed, even after having done it 3 or 4 times. So, you know, the level of enjoyment is important. You know, if I'm having to do a quest that I don't really like over and over and over again, that starts to weigh on you. But if it's a hunt that you enjoy, I don't mind doing it ad infinitum. That's fine. What am I doing? Dragon is an appropriate element, right? I think it is. Dragon. No, I want to use a blunt lance set in conjunction with this, unless I have... What am I... Oh, that's right, I already had it equipped. Sealed Dragon Lance. I'm actually more in the mood for the Sealed Dragon Lance than the Fatalis Lance at this stage. I believe dragon's the appropriate element. If I know my old dragons, I would be correct in assuming the dragon is the appropriate element for Nakakos. Wow. That is not a raving review for Nakakos from NPTCH. I do not engage in pronouncing names that have only consonants in them, but NPTCH says, Lao Shan is honestly more exciting than Nakakos, and Lao sucks. Well, I think that's a rather axiomatic statement. That the latter part of it is anyway. I don't think anyone would fight Lao Shanlung and actually think that he was well designed, because there is no real design to speak of. He's not much of a hunt. He's just walking around, and you hit him. And Capcom saw fit to bring him back. It must have something to do with the nostalgia compass of the Japanese players, you know. They've got an attachment to white dick monsters and monsters that just walk in one direction doing nothing. I don't know what it is about the Japanese players. There's something going on there, but it's not that fun for me, you know. I don't want a flying pearlescent dick returning to every single game, but apparently the Japanese do. If you don't know what monster I'm referring to, I'd like to think that it's quite obvious, and if you took some time to think about it, you'd probably work it out on your own. But yeah, the Japanese people have weird preferences. I'm only assuming the Japanese might have appreciated Lao Shanlung returning, but I can't imagine why. That's one of those monsters that I was quite happy to have remain in 1st and 2nd gen and to never come back. You know, you could have brought back Yamatsukami and had him be a decent fight, but you brought back Lao Shanlung and barely improved the fight. That's a degree of stupidity that is so shocking and breathtaking that it really serves as an insight to just how little Capcom think about anything. I don't think they do much thinking. I think they do a whole lot of doing, and sometimes, you know, happy accidents eventuate, and we can partake in these happy accidents, but for the most part, Capcom wouldn't have a fucking clue as to the difference between their heads and their assholes when it comes to making a video game. Well, when it comes to making Monster Hunter, I should say. There's plenty of good Capcom games out there that are probably fairly well put together, but to speak strictly of Monster Hunter, sometimes they don't know what the fuck's going on. So, yeah, I just thought I'd weigh in on that. I actually like Lao Shan, but don't tell anyone, says Free Domenico. Well, I don't know. How much of 1st and 2nd gen have you played? If you've played a lot, I mean, someone's idea of what a lot constitutes does vary, but if you've played a lot of 1st and 2nd generation, I can assure you that you will be pretty fucking sick of Lao Shanlung. Like, He's got a lot of really good dragon weapons in both generations, and you're probably going to want them. Weapons that come to mind are the bow from 2nd gen, the greatsword from 1st gen, the latter of which, in 1st gen, at least regarding Freedom 1, not regarding Monster Hunter 1 or Monster Hunter G, was retardedly time-consuming to get. You needed 2 Lao Shanlung rubies in Freedom 1 to get that fucking greatsword. That was basically 150 hours of your life that you're never going to get back, just trying to get 2 Lao Shanlung rubies. And, you know, I've fought that monster about as many times as I've shat in my lifetime, and next thing you know, he's back, and he's not different at all. I mean, what I've said time and time again in my live streams, in reference to Lao Shanlung returning in this game, is that they had an opportunity to bring him back as an actual fight. Wouldn't it be interesting to fight Lao Shanlung as an actual monster? I think that would be really great. I think that would be an interesting insight into what the monster is like when he's not running for his life from Fatalis. But no, what that would require is for Capcom to actually make a new hunt. They didn't bring Lao Shanlung back so that they could make a new hunt. They brought him back so that they could just make minor changes and for the most part have a new monster added to the list without having to actually put all that much effort into it, intellectually. So, thanks Capcom, I'm glad you've got our interests at heart. Some person's going to say, oh what, would you have rather the monster not be in the game? Yeah, actually, yes. I would have much preferred that. Fuck. Give me one less monster in Generations Ultimate, please. If it's Lao Shanlung that is being removed from the lineup, I think I'll manage somehow. I think I'll just about get by. Although I might be, you know, prating a novel concept, but as far as I'm concerned, it's, again, something of an axiom to say that Lao Shanlung is a waste of time and is not all that creative. Hold on. Well, maybe backhopping's not going to help me out. Ugh. You guys having fun yet? I'm not. I don't like this hunt. Just in case you wanted to know. Oh, I'm going to corkscrew Jabby's hole. Yeah. The proctologist has arrived. It is time for your rectal examination. Sorry, I very occasionally have this need to be exceedingly juvenile, and then the need disappears again. It's this little desire that must be sated. It only takes like one sentence, and then I go back to being an adult again. Some people are unfortunately stuck in this permanent state of being juvenile, which I'm glad I'm not afflicted by. Anyway. No, see, I was actually, this might be half unreasonable and presumptuous of me, but I was actually not in range of your attack. Yes, it is entirely presumptuous of me to say that in a game where, or in a game series rather, where you can very easily be hit by something that did not physically make contact with you, but because the hitbox decided that it did make contact with you, there's quite frankly nothing to complain about. The result is predetermined, and you need to get used to it. As they say, get good. Yeah, get good. Sorry, XY. Mate, this is not the time. We need to be speeding up this hunt. You need to get out of here. This is not the time to go mining. Okay. I mean, I understand that he might want stuff. But it's not even his quest. I mean, if it were AI up there mining, maybe I would actually give him the chance to do it. Maybe I'd restrain myself. but no. And in fact, I'm feeling a whole less charitable when XY is involved, because I will not forget, and indeed refuse to forget, the fact that he flinched me at the head of that Raytheon while I was using a hammer. I do not forgive or forget transgressions of that severity. It's not how I am. I'm dealing good damage. I'm speeding up the hunt. XY is just waiting for his opportunity to mine, and unfortunately it's never going to come. Next time, think more carefully when swinging your dual blades around on the head of a monster while a hammer user is on the team and trying to actually be effective in the hunt. Things come back to bite you in ways you could never imagine. Don't they? They sure do. Now Shanlong is just there to bait Freedom Unite players who had left the series. I don't know about that. I can't think of a Freedom Unite player that didn't want to play Generations Ultimate who would reconsider that position upon the basis that Lao Shanlong has returned. Holy shit. I mean, Freedom Unite players, actual Freedom Unite players, play it daily now. Right now. They don't need to hunt Lao Shanlong in this game, I can assure you. They are quite content to fight it in the game that they've been fighting it in for the last 13 years. So, yeah. XY once again thwarts me. From hammer to long... excuse me, from... not longsword, god. From hammer to lance, he once again steps forward with his lovely dual blades. Just for me, he whips them out and flails them around, contributing to the hunt by lowering my DPS. Oh, it looks like it's laser time. Not that one. I meant the one from the squid looking thing. Yeah, the squid looking thing. That monster that is apparently distantly, or perhaps not even so distantly related, to Yamatsukami. Now, I'd like to be able to hit you, but you've gone and put yourself in a place where I can't hit you with this lance. I mean, I might be able to hit you, but I feel that it would put me in a dangerous spot for this reason. That's very interesting. I usually go around him, but now he's moving his laser. Oh, he's moving it in that direction. Goodbye, XY. You will not be missed. We can get away with another death. It wouldn't be the end of the world if someone else died, but I would feel as if the sky was falling if we were to fail this quest. I'd be pretty fucking pissed off. Very good. Happy to see that. Death laser. Yeah. The only good thing about Nakakos is that death animation. It almost makes it worth it to fight him. Just to see that absurdly epic death animation. I love it. It's the only saving grace of this boring fight. Now look, I feel like it's unfair to say that Nakakos is a boring fight. I think that he was an inspired monster design. I do. I just don't personally enjoy it. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say that Capcom just completely had an intellectual blowout and came out with this monster. You know, basically had a wet fart and just, you know, this thing came out. And, yeah. I'm not saying that. I just don't like this hunt. What? You can trank bomb Nakakos like you can with Yama. That is news to me. What the fuck? Well, that's a very creative way to link back to Yamatsukami, but yeah. I'd never heard about that. Are you sure that's not a rumor? Have you witnessed this? Because that's something I've never heard until now. I mean, the game's been out for a while. To stop its red laser. That would sound about right, because the timing, of course, for trank bombs with Yamatsukami was to stop his big sucking maneuver. Yeah. And, wait, was it player 3 who posted that? No, it is time, XY. Your moment has arrived. Fucking hell. No, sorry, player 4. P4, sorry. And it was unnecessary for me to say so. I bet XY is just sitting there. Well, no, actually, XY is probably not sitting there overcome with indignation. He probably can't read English worth a fuck, so I think we're in the clear. He understands intuitively that it's his turn. Yes, he responds to me with 3 Chinese characters and an exclamation mark. Well, I agree. Yeah. What am I doing? Bringing a dragon weapon. But what dragon weapon? Maybe a dragon bow. A spread dragon bow. Let's do it. What would work? I think... as I recall, my only non-load up spread bow is Queen's Rhapsody, so we'll go with load up and we'll look for whatever I'm using for dragon. Yep. It's not you. It's not you. You're rapid, aren't you? Yeah, you're rapid. Don't be Polestar Tangaroa. It's not, thank God. There's a reason why. Oh yes, it's Fatalis Bow. You are the one. Yes. Now it's my turn to antagonize XY. Well, I wasn't on... like, I had not set a task for myself to grief XY. It just so happened that he wanted to mine and I wanted to hit the monster and I wasn't about to let him mine at the expense of a faster hunt. I mean, fuck that guy. If you want to target him and ruin his day, I mean, you can, but... Then the cycle continues. We have to break the cycle. Teach him to be a better person. Don't depart, please. Fuck, I don't have any coatings, I need them. And then I'm going to take a trip to the little boy's room, whilst seemingly leeching on the hunt. Hey, I can take power coating level 1 and level 2. How about elemental? That's a pretty good lineup of coatings that I have available to me. Did I eat? I did. Very good. Yes, it is. As soon as you said that, Frida Nemiko, I hadn't noticed your set before that point, but then you said that and I checked my screen and I had an instant flash of your set. And yes, it is indeed full Helios with the Elatrion Metamorph, as it was called in Tri. And to call that a meta set, well, I suppose it was meta. But if the question is, was it overused? The answer is abso-fucking-lutely. Now, I'm going to leave you with a rather verdant and tranquil image of Aptonoth frolicking in the fields while I go and, tend to nature's call. Or respond to nature's call, yeah. I'm back. That butterfly, hopefully, served as sufficient entertainment in my absence, because I do realise that the Aptonoth that I had drawn attention to as a hopeful point of entertainment or interest for you has since moved on. Oh no, it's over here. The small one. Yeah. Actually, come to think of it, this place is not all that verdant. I saw the greenery here and I'm going, oh, these verdant fields. Not really. This place is fucking dead grass. It's not all that nice at all. Anyway. Moving on, I do see that both monsters are in the area at the same time, which is not all that great. Not really looking forward to that. I do not carry dung bombs. Not in this game. Not usually. There are other games where I have done so, but... Oh yeah, that's right, it's Raytheon and Rathalos. Of course they're flirting with each other. That's hardly surprising. Oh, power coding level 1 is actually not compatible. I thought it was. Well, I'm rather blind. I might actually use elemental coding level 2 first. Oh, don't follow him. Don't follow him. Restrain yourself, woman. Don't do it. Very good. She's like, I must breed. Oh, look at that. Look at that Helios loadout. And with the helmet off as well. Oh my god. Look at that. Hold on, is that mixed with Vangus? Hold on. That's fucking mixed with Vangus, I can see it. Those skinny. Yeah, that's mixed with Vangus. It's like I've been transported in time. Well, thank you for the nostalgia anyway. It's a bittersweet nostalgia because I honestly hated the fact that everyone used the same shit in that game. It was always Elatrion and Devil Dread weapons, no matter the monster. I mean, I was guilty of that initially, because really all of the purple sharpness weapons were just absurdly strong compared to everything else, but you know, by the time I'd put about 500 hours into the game, I was ready to do something a little different and actually explore all the different weapons. I'd say by about 1,000 hours, I'd basically made every weapon in the game. Probably not every single one, but I was getting there. And yeah, the point of the matter is, I'm in a game where there aren't many monsters to kill. You do want to try and latch onto whatever variety you can get your hands on, and using the same fucking loadout for every hunt is really not a good way to experience variety in a game with such limited content. Oh, but it's strong. Well, yeah, it is, but fuck me sideways. How about you try getting better at the game to make up for the difference in strength of your weapon? Anyway. It's not a sore spot. I mean, I'm not, you know, reawakening some long dormant frustration that lived within me at one time but has since, you know, gone extinct. I mean, it was a minor frustration at the time. But yeah. That game was more of a fucking chatting community, honestly. Long conversations I used to have and all the glitch runs. These long epistemological debates that I used to have with these people while glitching through the fucking tundra and the deserted island. Lovely. Good memories, huh? That was Monster Hunter Tri. And I maintain that some of the weirdest people I've ever met on the internet were on the Monster Hunter Tri European servers. There were some weird motherfuckers on that fucking server. One of them, I'm shouting you out. I haven't shouted you out in years, but Hope. Hope from Monster Hunter Tri European servers. You were a weird bitch. What was wrong with you? You had issues, love. Get help. It's only been like 10 years, but more than 10 years. But yeah, I remember her. She had a few screws loose. Anyway, hope. Never forget. I mean, she wasn't too bad, but she must have been pretty bad to stick in my mind among all the people that I came in contact with in that bloody game. Well, I don't remember anyone else's name, I mean, but I remember that one. Funny. So there's a whole community that was just destroyed by the GameSpy servers shutting down. For a lot of people it was a way of life. It was for me. I basically lived on that game for 2 years, and I had a lot of joyous interactions and some not so joyous, but yeah. Death by Aptonoth while AFK. That would have been regrettable. Fortunately, I would have had to have actually done something to piss it off. Good flash bomb. I should really think about memories from Try. I've had an... let me rephrase this in a way that doesn't sound like I'm stuttering like an illiterate idiot. I've discussed Try a number of times in my recordings in the past, but I haven't really gone in depth into experiences that I've had. The first Huntering 999 that I ever met in Monster Hunter Tri was a guy who named himself after the Double Joe armor set. His name was Vangus. And he was also the first person that I saw to perform a glitch in the hub location, just where you would sit down and eat and also go to the quest board and all of that. It was a glitch where you would go up to the top level of the area, where you could walk around and do the kickback animation, and you would fall through the ground behind the counter where the quest givers were. And you were actually sitting there behind the counter that was below where you had done the kickback animation. You were obviously doing the kickback animation in there, and I was like, how the fuck did you do that? And that was memorable. But then I realised that it was actually something that could be replicated by people who weren't Huntering 999. I was fairly convinced at that time that he was cheating because it was too soon in the game for a person to have reached Huntering 999. This was back in 2010, and there's just no way. Everyone was quite convinced that he was a cheater, and that was just how it was, but yeah. Vangus, I remember him. Other people that I remember, Stuart. I was a good friend with Stuart. We used to hunt a lot. We used to chat about Norwegian black metal. We used to have good conversations about that. Rather awkwardly, as I recall, we had named ourselves the Carpathian Lords after Carpathian Forest. I mean, it was quite innocent and just for fun at the time, but looking back, God, that's bloody cringy. Bloody hell. I mean, it didn't matter. I mean, we didn't think we were cool doing it. It was just for fun. But when I look back on it, it really is like, oh, why would I do that? There was a guy that I used to do glitches with a little bit. His name was Anonymous. He was in the Huntering 600s while I was in the 500s. And a lot of these people that you would meet, because the community was so tight-knit, were people that you did not meet up with intentionally. You know, you would log in and you would know most of the people that were there. you had seen them before and you'd just randomly come across them and you'd be like, hey, sorry, I'm really going in the wrong direction right now. XY chose to follow me. But, yeah, this is not where I should have been going. I thought maybe he went up to 5, but he did not. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, so many memories that still stick in my mind from those times. Wait, don't go that way. I think we want to go this way, right? Am I correct in saying that? Please be correct. Holy shit, I'm being a real idiot. I'm sorry, XY, please don't follow me. You have to do better than this. The map is confusing me. Okay, good, he's not following me. It would have been kind of funny if he did, but... Anyway. Why am I so confused by this map? What's wrong with me? I'm quite familiar with it from 4 Ultimate, but... I'm having a special kind of day. We want to be going this way, thank you very much. Or not, has he moved again? He's moved again. I'm glad I didn't leave. How about arguments that I had with people? Do I remember any arguments from the Tri days? Half of them were probably with Hope. I had some pretty legendary arguments. I had like arguments that would last for hours with some people. Hours of my life spent arguing with people almost on a Tri. Over things that were probably quite trivial but were important to me at the time. I had a tendency to shit on people who were inefficient in the gen hunt, which may have sparked some arguments at the time. Yeah, I can't remember specific arguments. Again, this was over 10 years ago. So, I mean, remembering specifics would be hard, but... Yeah. Alrighty, yeah, that glitch was... That glitch had a bit of a lifespan, that one where you would do the kickback animation and you'd end up behind the quest board. It wasn't actually the quest board, it was the desk where the quest givers were. And obviously where the guildmaster was. It was really only for a period of 6 to 12 months where people were doing that, and you'd only see it occasionally and then just no one did it again. I could only get it to work occasionally. I probably only got it to work maybe 3 times ever. Now, I wasn't religious about attempting to do it every time I was in the gathering hub, but... Or in Locklack. Let's just call it Locklack. Let's be sentimental about it. I'll do one more hunt and then we will finish up. I feel like there's, you know, when you sort of try accessing distant memories in your brain, there's something that's niggling in there. It's like, remember me. There's something significant that you should remember about your experience with Tri. A specific event. Oh, sorry. Bumped the webcam a little bit. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think what I'm trying to remember, there's something that's trying to come to the surface of my conscious mind. I think it's an argument that I had with someone. Yeah. Can't remember, man. I had some pretty legendary arguments. I just wish I could remember the details. You are welcome to post, Free Domenico. Quite welcome. And I will, for the benefit of the team, write P2. It's a little bit of a nostalgia trip to see some Agnaktor armor as well. My love is like a chill wind? Okay. Looks like a fun hunt as well. I don't think I can complain about that. I might bring a spread fire though, how about that? Actually, no, that's going to be Gold Raytheon, and I use that too. Oh no, it's not Gold Raytheon, it's regular Raytheon. Well, okay, it's slightly less repetitive. I always use Gold Raytheon in 3 Ultimates, so I'd like to not do that. Well, I can tell you that I don't remember the exact skills of Agnaktor back in Tri. I had pieces of it for my Lance set, I remember. But Glacial Agnaktor in 3 Ultimate for Lance is very good. It's the perfect Lance set almost. Like the actual full set. And then of course you can work with the talisman from there. Flame Aura? Yeah, I remember that. Hey, I don't need to drink a hot drink. Excuse me, a cool drink. Yeah, don't drink hot drinks in the volcano. That's ill-advised. That away. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting my coatings. I have no... Don't fucking replace whatever you just replaced with something you can't even shoot, you fucker. What's wrong with you? I don't even know what I've replaced. What is that? Psychoserum. Get those back. Not nutrients. I don't want to overcomplicate the situation, but Doomlink, please get a grip of yourself. Okay, so I've got all the power coating level 1 that I need. I've got all the... yeah, okay, we're under control. Let's fucking depart. Have I eaten? I've eaten, let's depart. Well, NPTCH, if you were to watch me for any period of time, you'll find that I'm the only person you've ever seen do a lot of things in Generations Ultimate. Because I am not glued to any specific strategy, I'm not glued to any meta loadout, because my objective is to have fun. Unlike some people, well, everyone's got a different image of fun in their minds, but fun for me is not to just use what's good and then to hell with everything else. I don't use things that are ineffectual, but I don't necessarily only use that which is the best thing. I also don't find myself to be much of a trend follower. I have to keep in mind that I don't have load up here, so it's just 2 charges with focus. Right on your fucking face, you stupid white monkey bastard. In case anyone wants to know, I am not a proponent of monkeys, and specifically, I do not endorse Blangonga. Why do you deal so much damage? Can you stop? 459 defense. It's not too bad. I mean, for gunner defense, 459 is respectable, so what's going on? Can you stop dealing so much damage? I've just been vomited on by a Gear drone. Fuck off. Now I've got Ice Blight. Show some respect. Seriously, you're lucky you're not already dead, and now he's eating me. Okay. I suppose I'm antagonizing him. I'm sorry. Not. Let's go somewhere else. It's like he's here for attention. The only reason why he's not dead is because we have to deal with this Blangonga. Seems like Owl, as I've taken to calling him, is focused on Mr. Gear Drone. Okay, now. One thing with bows that's problematic, I have reason to believe that what I'm about to say is correct, but I could possibly be wrong, so do forgive me if I am. But I believe that Rapid was made weaker in this game. Now, whether it's intentional or not is possibly up for debate, but what I would suggest is that Rapid was intentionally made weaker in this game to incentivize people to use Heavy Shot. Because if you think about it, Heavy Shot really is just a different form of Rapid. If anything, it's Rapid but with a bit more of a difficulty factor added. So, what I do think is that to balance out Heavy, and to in turn incentivize Heavy, they weakened Rapid. I'm not necessarily saying that is unique to this game. It might have been present in... Oh, that was fucking good. I just witnessed a... whatever it's called, Blangonga Falcon Punch a Geodrome in mid-air and send him flying. That was quite a cinematic moment, it has to be said. It was very good. It's always nice when you capture shit like that on camera. But yeah, you know, they couldn't make Heavy stronger than normal, stronger than Rapid, if Rapid was already very good. So, to keep things in balance, they would have to, I mean, not that Capcom's been all that great about balancing, nor have they really cared all that much, but again, as I said, in certain situations they do make an attempt to balance things, and yeah, making Rapid weaker comparatively to Heavy was the best way to incentivize Heavy as a viable choice for people. Now, I think that sucks. I don't like that, because I want Rapid to be better. But if that indeed was, again, as far as the impetus for weakening Rapid is concerned, if I'm correct in saying that it was designed to make Heavy relatively better, I think that's fair. But I still don't like Rapid being weak. I want Rapid to be strong, I want Rapid to... Why are you dealing so much damage to me? What is going on? My defense is not that bad. Are you a hyper? No, you're not hyper. But you are smelly. You're definitely smelly. I don't know. Not that I can smell him, but I can see the shit smell coming off his body. In case anyone wanted to know, spread is not all that great for this monster. If you can stand to the side of him, it's fine, but if you're not doing that, there's a problem. Hearing the little noises that he makes is very freedom, you know. Someone's gonna say, what about first gen? Well, in first gen he would have been called White Velocidrome. For your benefit, he didn't exist. However, White Velociprey did exist. But come to think of it, I think they all make the same noises, so... whatever. What the fuck? Hello? Oh, there's 3 monsters. I'm thinking, okay, so they're both dead. What's next? Well, Barrioth is what's next. And I think I'm ready. As far as where he starts, I would imagine it's where Friedomenico, aka Lara, is located. That's what would make most sense to me. It might not be the case, we'll find out. Well, it is what... No, he is here, hello. This Popo needs to stop. If the Popo had any idea of what would be in its own best interests, it would get the fuck out of the area and stop trying to hit me, because it is not my target. It is furthermore not my desire to harm it, so it would be nice if it fucked off and let me kill the predator that, quite frankly, would very much like to eat the Popo in question. Okay, well, a gathering node just appeared before my eyes, which is great. Almost as if to say, hey, come and gather here. Well, no, I'm hunting. Leave me alone. I've got very important business to attend to. No. I'm really unimpressed with the amount of damage that I'm taking. It doesn't feel quite right. Because, are you hyper? No, you're not. So what's going on? Why are the monsters hitting me so damn hard? I thought 450 defense was good. Maybe I'm thinking of 500. Maybe 550 is what's good. Like, particularly good. I don't know, I'll have to check my armor sets again. But Yeah, this is not great. Well, Doomlink, you're supposed to take more damage as a gunner. It's true. But this is a lot of damage. Look at that. That's too much. I can deal with it. I'm not so inept as to be unable to deal with this, but I'm not impressed about it. Just trying to get those wings. If we can. I'd like to be able to. I really should have done tactical retreat, that would have been much smarter. And it may yet be necessary. I will keep a watchful eye on the situation as it progresses. Oh. Well, he was actually quite far from me. I just had this reactionary... I had this need to just tell him to fuck off. It's indicative of my level of discomfort in fighting this monster. I'm just taking too much damn damage. There's that wing. Let's get the other one. I'd say the next one is not too far away from being broken. No. Well, thank you for the life powder. That sort of eases my... It serves to allay my concerns in a way, but I'm still taking ridiculous damage, and that's not going to change. Okay. Can I please leave the area and just recuperate a little bit? Thank you. There is one solution, and that would be to not take a hit. But I'm not in the headspace right now to play well enough to avoid getting hit, okay? So, yeah, I mean, I'm fairly tired. It's 1 in the morning, and I'm usually asleep by this point. Not. I'm literally in bed, actually, I should say, by 1. And this is my last time, so I will be in bed soon. But, yeah, I'm just a bit drowsy, that's all. Ugh. Let's not start yawning and doing all that business. You can do better than that. Keep yourself awake. Let's do it. Check this out, baby. See you fucking deal with a barrier. Take him head on. Okay, maybe not. He really was not impressed with that and decided that I was his only target in that moment. Alright. Very good. A lot more of my microphone is visible now than was the case in the previous recording. I'll have to see if that's appropriate or not. I don't know if it is. I mean, the position of my webcam is a little different to the last recording. I don't know if that's better or worse. Whether or not my microphone is particularly visible or not is not necessarily the only criterion for the camera angle being good, but, you know. I'm not going to focus on it right now. That is for tomorrow. Let's have a look and see how the upload's going on YouTube. Part 155 just went up a number of hours ago. 5 hours ago. 16 views. Any comments? Hey Doom, welcome back. It's nice to see you streaming again, says Koroku. And John Ross says, dang, I missed the stream. But welcome back. It's good to be back. It's always good to be back. Whoa. There was a Gold Crown something Geodrome, which I already had, so not all that exciting. But yeah, feel free to follow me, and I'll be doing more Monster Hunter stuff. I do a lot of stuff from 1st and 2nd gen. I'm just doing Generations Ultimate because I'm a bit lazy at the moment. To be able to do PC recordings, I will need to shift my PC. It will be done. I'm just being exceptionally lazy. And I still haven't done it. But I will do it. And once I have done it, I'll be doing Freedom 1, Freedom 2, Freedom Unite, Portable 3rd. All of that business. With people, of course. I will be hunting online. Anyway, I do thank you all for watching, and I will see you when I'm next recording. Whether that is for Monster Hunter or something else, I will let you be the judge of what you'd like to see next, but I bid you all farewell for now, and I do thank you for watching. Bye bye.